Hello friends, welcome back to Technique. Today we'll be doing the detailed camera review of the newly launched Vivo V30 Pro. Now, one of the good things about the Vivo V30 Pro is that Vivo is bringing the Zeiss partnership, or rather co-engineering, to the V series. So this is a Zeiss optimized camera system on the Vivo V30 Pro, and this has a triple 50 megapixel camera. There are different portrait modes from Zeiss. So these are some things which you have seen in the Vivo's X series device. Not all the features are available in the V series. Obviously the V series is more affordable than the X series, so there are some features missing compared to the X series, but the important thing is that Vivo is bringing Zeiss partnership and the optimization to the phone in the V series. So let's see how good the camera system is on the Vivo V30 Pro. So before that, if this is your first time on this channel, do hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to get notified of all the videos we publish. So first let's have a look at the camera hardware, then we'll see the camera samples. So you get a triple 50 megapixel camera on the Vivo V30 Pro. The primary camera is a Sony IMX920 sensor with optical image stabilization, and it has f1.88 aperture. Then the secondary camera is again a 50 megapixel Sony IMX816 portrait sensor, and it is f1.85 aperture. And the third camera is a 50 megapixel wide angle camera, or rather ultra wide angle camera, and this is with f2.0 aperture. So that's the three camera setup. And on the front camera you get a 50 megapixel selfie camera, which is f2.0 aperture. So that's the camera hardware of the Vivo V30 Pro. So having a look at the camera hardware, top notch hardware, 450 megapixel sensors, one for main, portrait, ultra wide, and the selfie camera, and you get optical image stabilization as well. And both the rear and front camera can record videos in 4K 60 fps. So now let's see how good the quality of the footage is, and also how the experience is. Now looking at the camera samples, you can see here there is plenty of details on offer. The dynamic range looks excellent, and overall quality of the image, especially the sharpness levels and details, looks very good. Vivo's algorithm has always been great in terms of camera performance, and this looks really good. And you can see that the sharpness levels are impressive when you zoom into the pictures. Now Vivo has this different modes in the Zeiss natural color mode and the vivid mode. So we have placed two images side by side. You can see here on the left is vivid mode and the natural mode. There is obviously some difference in terms of color reproduction, but if you go with the vivid mode, the colors are slightly richer in tone. We wouldn't say it's saturated or having any issues, but looks pretty good. Now there is also 2x zoom available. This is the 2x zoom, and then you also get 4x zoom. These are in sensor zoom, so this looks really good, and the sharpness levels are once again impressive. So overall, in terms of daylight condition, with the primary sensor does an impressive job with excellent details, colors, and sharpness levels. Now the ultra wide angle camera also does a really impressive job, almost similar experience as that of the primary camera. Excellent details, good sharpness levels, and the quality looks very impressive in terms of colors, details, and also the dynamic range. So once again, the ultra wide angle camera shines. Now looking at the close-up shots, once again you can see that excellent details on offer, great sharpness levels, and it looks really punchy in colors. That's one good thing. Some people might think this is slightly saturated. Obviously this is taken in the vivid mode, so the colors might be slightly richer, but you can always go with the natural mode if you feel. But the colors are really good actually, and the sharpness levels and details looks excellent, and also the dynamic range looks great. Now there is also macro mode here, and this is one of the really usable macro modes available, and does an impressive job here. Now let's move on to the portraits. This is one of the star of the camera setup. The portraits with the 50 megapixel shooter came out excellent actually. The color reproduction is very good. The skin tones are also very natural. The depth or rather the background bokeh effect looks very impressive, and you also get plenty of modes with the Zeiss planar mode, the biotar portrait, and a host of options to customize, and the portraits have come really good. Now the edge detection is also once again impressive, and Vivo has been a master in terms of portraits, and the Vivo V30 Pro is no exception. So that's the portrait, and even the low light portraits turned out to be quite good on this device. Next, let's move on to the low light images. Now, indoor lighting does produce some really good images. You can see the details are good and overall quality looks good. Now, when it comes to extreme low light, you can see that the sky color looks a bit too artificial in nature, but overall dynamic range and sharpness and detailing looks good. The noise level is kept to extreme minimum. That's something which is really good. The same is the case with the ultra wide angle camera and also the zoom lens. Both of these produces really good results. So overall daylight and low light experience is good. But one thing what Vivo can fix is the night sky colors when it comes to night mode. That needs a bit more fine tuning, but otherwise it looks very good. Now moving on to the selfie camera. Once again, the Vivo's selfie algorithm does work very well. The 50 megapixel shooter does a really good job in terms of skin tones. The colors are more or less accurate and overall dynamic range also looks great. So selfies also turned out to be pretty good. You can go with the 2x zoom in the selfies and also 0.8x, that's ultra wide selfies. Both are done by the 50 megapixel camera using the in sensor zoom, but the results are really impressive. The portrait selfie also came out pretty good on this device. So overall selfie camera is impressive on the Vivo V30 Pro. Now let's move on to the video recording. Now 4K 60 FPS does not have stabilization, although OIS is present in the camera. The stabilization is not there on the 4K sample, but the sample looks really good actually. Now the 4K 30 FPS has stabilization. Once again the sample looks pretty good. A good amount of details on offer, sharpness levels and dynamic range also looks pretty good. So the 4K 30 FPS has stabilized footage and the overall video quality also looks pretty good. The same is the case with the 1080p 60 FPS. Once again the footage looks very smooth and the details are good. The sharpness levels and colors and the dynamic range also looks very good. So video quality is good on this device and it can be used for good video recording. Now you also get ultra wide angle camera with 4K 60 FPS support. Although there is no stabilization for 4K 60 FPS in ultra wide, you can use the 1080p sample. So this is the 4K 60 FPS video taken using the selfie camera on the Vivo V30 Pro. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output from the selfie camera, which can record in 4K 60 FPS. So this is the 1080p 60 FPS video taken using the front camera on the Vivo V30 Pro. So you can judge yourself how good the clarity of the video is and also the audio output. So that was the camera review of the Vivo V30 Pro. So overall at this price segment, Vivo V30 Pro is one of the best cameras out there, especially with the Zeiss partnership. It looks really impressive, especially the daylight condition, the ultra wide, the portraits have come excellent. The macros are also really usable, excellent details and sharpness levels. The dynamic range also looks very impressive. So as a whole, the Vivo's V30 Pro with the Zeiss partnership works excellent and one of the really good cameras out there in this price segment. So that was the camera review of the Vivo V30 Pro. So as a whole, the camera system is definitely one of the best in this price segment, or probably we can say right now this is the best camera system in this price segment because the partnership with Zeiss has yielded great results with the X series, and that comes to the V series as well. If you're looking for the best camera centric smartphone in this price segment, obviously I would definitely recommend this device. Excellent camera setup, both the rear and the selfie camera are really good on this device. So that was my camera review of the Vivo V30 Pro. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Do hit that like button and also hit the subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.